This vlog is about the first time that I had my first random makeout ever. Completely random story that for some reason I just decided I wanted to tell it. And there's a little bit of backstory and context to it, so I decided I might as well share the actual story and how it led up to that. Good morning, everybody. I am currently at work at my desk. I'm the only one in the office and I needed to make a vlog for the day, so I decided, hey, I'm going to do it now. So the first thing you need to know is that back in the day I was shit scared of chicks. I could not look them in the eye. There's a whole bunch of reasons behind it. I wasn't a secure human being, and I was seeing this person who was helping me. She's like a life guide, so she was helping me figure out ways to heal and get better and grow myself. And of course I knew what was coming. Ugh, man, why every time I start a vlog is when I get a fucking phone call? Okay, sorry about that. She said that I need to go out and have sex. That's literally what she said, is I need to do that more so I can start combating this fear. The fear was caused from a lot of high school stuff, also a lot of childhood stuff. When I was a young child, I had a lot of things with girls. You can't really call it relationships that young, but interactions and I guess they were relationships of their own volition. When school actually started, when prep school, middle school started, everyone starts shifting and changing. Instead of trying to be individual, they try and fit in and copy parents or copy society, copy other kids, you know. And I was struggling to do that, so I didn't fit in. I have expressed this in a few videos. If you watch all of them, they're all going to make sense with each other. If you watch bits and pieces, you're gonna get the bits and pieces. That's just the way it is. But that's what happened. And then as I went through high school, it got much worse. High school got way worse than middle school. Middle school, all those things I had with girls, they all fell apart all of a sudden and very intensely because of that whole understanding of they wanted to fit in now and I wasn't fitting in. And then high school was a similar thing, and I was an outcast, even though I put myself in the outcast position because I didn't know what else to do. But that's another whole story for another whole time. But it all led up to a lot of rejection, a lot of bitterness on my side, and a lot of fear as well. This chick that I was seeing literally said, go have sex, go have some fun, meet girls, go to clubs, go do stuff. I took it so seriously. That is when I started going out properly and facing my fears. I had been going out, you know, because I had started my healing process already. So I had been going to clubs and putting myself in uncomfortable situations, or situations that I wouldn't normally have put myself in back in the day. After a spiritual awakening, you change though, and you start looking even for situations like that, because it helps your growth. But when she said this, I took it to the next level. So I was going out all the time, I was meeting people all the time, making new friends, trying to do new things. Clubs, I never went to clubs, I never went to parties, and then now I was loving that life. I was loving it, I was jamming it. Literally, probably the first night. Literally, I think I arranged with some mates. I said, let's go to a club. They said, cool, which club? I said, I know, you pick. And we went to a club called Chicago's. It's actually called a piano bar, but it's actually not. I realized I can't really walk around too much. Literally that night, I decided, hey, whatever's gonna happen, happens. I was just dancing, enjoying my time. I was still in the mind zone of looking at girls. I couldn't yet be in my presence yet. I still wanted just, you know, interact, which wasn't bad because that was the whole purpose of what I was doing there. And then I saw this one girl at the bar, stepped up on the bar. I was ordering something, and then I looked to my right and I noticed her looking at me. She was very sweet looking. She was a little bit tall, but I do like tall girls. I noticed her looking at me, check her out a little bit, went back to my drink, got my drink, then walked over to her. And I asked her, it was super awkward at first. I asked her, are you here with anyone? I said, I don't even remember if I said my name or anything like that. But I asked her if she was there with anyone. She said, yes, this dude behind her. And I was like, oh, okay, that means a no. And then I thought about it for a little bit. And then I went back to her, looked back at her, and I said, can I buy you a drink? I don't know the story. I don't know if they are together, or even if she's not the person that I'm going to hook up with, but maybe she has a friend. Okay, cool. Let me buy you a drink anyways. She was like, cool, I'll have this. I said, cool, I'll have this as well. Or maybe I had something different. I don't actually remember. I don't remember those sort of logistics of these night outs. We got our drinks, and that was that. I literally said, cool, thanks. But this is also because I was interacting with other chicks through the night. I left her, went to continue dancing because I felt like dancing. Then there was this other girl that I was dancing next to. She looked like someone from my high school. And she looked so much like this person from my high school. So I literally tapped her on the shoulder and I said, "Are you?" And she said, "No, she's someone else." And then we had a little interaction there. Then the night was coming to a close and I realized I've been dancing and wasting my time. I need to try and push something. So I then went to the chick, the blonde that was at the bar. Now she wasn't at the bar. Now she was near the exit. So in Chicago, so you get a top floor and a bottom floor. We were in the top floor. She was near the exit of the top floor, but she was just standing there looking at her drink. But I noticed her looking at me through the night. So I went back to her and I said, "Can I get your number?" She's like, "Yeah, sure." And she was super sweet, man. She was even saying things like, "Will you remember me tomorrow?" and things like that. And I'm such a fool. She says, "Will you remember me? Will you remember me?" And I'm going, "Yes, sir. Of course I'll remember you." She gives me her number. That's how I knew her name. I don't even think I asked her name once. But I got her name from the phone, which I don't remember it now. I got her number and I said, "I'll message you in the morning." Then I left. On my way out, I was like, wait, what am I doing? Maybe she wants to make out. It was completely a random thought, but I was like, I might as well try it. I'm not getting any younger and I want to live my life, so let's go. So I went back in, literally walked up to her. She was sitting down with her friend, which I now identified him as gay. Now that I was actually interacting, I was noticing his nuances and stuff like that. So I realized that actually, oh, he's her gay best friend. So I felt more comfortable actually making these advancements. I literally went up to her and I said, "I'm about to head out. I was wondering if you want to make out before I go." She was taken aback a bit. She looks at me and she says, "Do you wanna?" "Yes, I want to kiss." She was like, "Okay." She got off her chair and we made out. And that was that. After that, I was still nervous, dude. I was like, what have I done? I've just made out with someone completely random. And then I literally was like, oh my God, I just did this. What do I do now? So in that mindset, I just quickly said goodbye. I think that left a little bit of a sour note on her, but I said thank you to her. And I said to her friend, I said, "You're a cool dude." Even though I knew him not at all I was getting was grunts from him. Because clearly he wasn't happy with a dude hitting on his best friend, which I understand. Especially because a lot of people mistake me as a player or something like that. A lot of people see me and they don't see the backstories and all the healing and insecurities and self-doubt and stuff that I've had to deal with my whole life. But nonetheless, I don't know why I went to that town. Oh, it was just to explain why he was not happy with me, hitting on his chick, his friend. The fact that I kind of ran off, I guess, didn't make things any better. But then there's a little bit more to this. So the next day I messaged her. She responded once, but I was still very bad on messages with chicks. I didn't know how to do it. I'm still not great, but at least it's not a huge issue. Back when I was starting with this, I had no clue and I didn't know how to be present on messages and stuff like that. I messaged her, she messaged me. I think we had a couple messages back and forth, and then she stopped messaging. This was either before or after this, but I then sent a message that was just completely blunt, and I was just like, if I had my way, I would take you home right now. It might work for some chicks, but it didn't work for her. It didn't work for the next couple chicks that I tried it on as well. You'd think I would have stopped, but oh yes, electricity is back. That's why I was filming this vlog. What else was I supposed to be doing? So she didn't respond. I don't know if it was before that message or after that message. If it was after that message, it's because she didn't like the message. If it's before that message, the only reason I sent that message, I was aware that the chat was dying, so I might as well throw in the towel and give it all in and see what she says. And then I spoke to someone about it, and what he said to me was, because obviously I was feeling down, I was feeling like, but we made out and everything, why did she not? I didn't have the knowledge I have now, or at least the understanding. And he said, dude, you should have just done something that night. That's clearly what she wanted, she didn't want her number to be taken. Yeah, dude, you're right. So it feels like a missed opportunity, but I'm super proud of myself for doing that. Because you have no clue how scary it is to do that when you are shit scared and you can't handle rejection, you can't handle these things, and you face it anyways in a public setting with friends around. Going out alone, a lot of people think, oh, that's scary, but actually that's how you meet new people, that's how you meet girls. Now it would be okay, like I'm okay if my mates make fun of me and stuff, but back then I was worried about my appearance to my mates. And going out alone eradicates that because there's no one there that you know, so you just interact and mingle. If things don't go well, you're just like, oh well, I tried, and you leave. With the mates, it's a little bit different because they will hold it against you, which isn't a bad thing, because teasing and stuff like that actually is very good for breaking down insecurities and stuff like that and doing some healing. Anyways, that's the story. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for liking, subscribing, leaving a comment. Let me know if you would make out with anybody randomly. Let me know if you have made out with anyone randomly. Cool stories to hear about, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.